Alright, we're gonna put aside the grapple for a bit. We're gonna be talking about Titans today because we've been neglecting our other half. Alright, that's the last one. I have to earn the Titan after all. And I'm gonna be talking about the evolution of Titans as I know it. But what do I know? I'm just an asshole. What the fuck? Let me get back in my Titan, and I'm gonna apologize to this guy because that was rude. I'm sorry, guy. Here, you see me? Yeah? Yeah, I got a battery for you. You see it? Does this make us even? Hey, we're good? We're good? How good are we now? Oh, I can't wait for the comments right now. Oh, Paper, you're such an asshole. I don't care. We don't even need the Titans at this point. Sometimes they're actually a hindrance. Like first to drop, which I sometimes think is the strongest position you can have on the map at the beginning of the game. It's not that good. On certain maps, people can just avoid you and you end up seeing no one, and then by the time the Titans drop, you've already taken a bunch of damage. Alright, let's see if we can find another Titan to mess around with. Ah, there's one. Let's see if we can get on him. Just saw me around the corner. Just a little bit too slow. I think fighting a Scourge is one of the best pilot versus Titan engagements in this game because you can see all the projectiles coming. You have a fair chance at most engagements. If you really slip up, he's gonna catch you. If you're nimble enough and you stay off of the walls, usually you'll do pretty good. Notice that I did not say stay off the ground because that is a gimme for any Titan combat. Never be on the ground, guys. By the way, that gravity star was not for him, it was more so for me. And that's the way I've been using it a lot lately. It's mainly to boost myself instead of trying to trap them in it. But it's just so versatile, right? Like, you guys are gonna see that nobody should eject out of a Titan for free. Gravity stars are great ways to trap them, especially when they're trying to nuclear eject because then they just die. If you're not, you can always use your grapple. There's multiple ways to kill people out of an eject. The lamest one is to just shoot them with your gun. If you want to go at least a tier above that, use your laser. So I want you guys to just get a feel for what I'm doing here in today's video because I do want to talk about how I've evolved in my Titan gameplay. And you know what, the more I know about Titan gameplay, the more I can mess around. So I know that if I stagger my shields like that, even when I take damage, I'm going to come out unscathed in the end and have my full core. And I also got on top of a Scourge who didn't happen to know this counter. And these counters are all about timings. The only thing that affects this is having somebody up against the wall. If you're on my back as a Scourge and I'm against the wall, you're in trouble. If I also have something above you blocking your jump, you're done. And it all comes down to timing because some people are running the perk where they steal the battery faster, some aren't. So if you're somebody that uses tempered plating, your shield is going to be depleting faster. And if there's somebody that doesn't use the perk, they're actually going to take longer. So if you miss time that, you end up running out of flame shield before they jump off and you miss a kill. Titanfall is all about timings, even bunny hops, wall kicks. That core that I used out of my Scorch to get the North Star, I had to time that so he was done the auto execution. Because if I give him enough time, he does have a way to dodge it. He's actually got two. He's got his normal thrusters and he also has his core which lets him fly. And I originally wanted to talk about all of the Titans in this video, but it actually ended up being a super long video that I just didn't care for. I didn't find it particularly entertaining. It was probably informative, but I don't think that's all I want. I want a little bit of both. Plus, I found that if I give you guys 100 tips on Titans, out of a million possible situations that you can use these in, it's just not going to stick. So instead, I'm just going to show you guys certain things and point out things that I found important. By the way, this is my least used Titan. I actually have, what, like 2 hours, I think? We'll check out my stats in a bit, but this is one Titan that I'm not very familiar with. Even though I'm not good using it, I'm actually quite good at fighting it just because I've done it so often. But seeing something used is never quite the same as actually using it yourself. You have to feel for how it is. How is the aimer? One of the things that I struggle with is that I like my sensitivity higher on my pilot, and then when I go to aim down sights with my Titan, it's way too fast. It makes it hard for me to actually zoom in. Like when I'm zooming in even with an eye on, I find it hard to land my laser shots because the sensitivity goes up higher than I'm comfortable with. So there is those kind of things that you just need to feel out and work out for yourself, and one of those things is definitely sensitivity. Sensitivities is all you guys like to say or think I'm saying, which sometimes I do, but not always. It's not always about titties, guys. Sometimes it's also about some ass. Kicking ass, that's what I'm talking about. Why are you camping my Titan? Like I'm not gonna see you there. There's a way to delay the power shot. It charges up twice. I'm not sure how to do it. I've heard how to do it, but I can't remember it at this time. There's too many tricks, guys. So don't try to get all the tricks down at once. I think varying your play is definitely a good idea, so at least you can see things that work for you, and it's just a lot funner, right? You don't want to keep using the same weapon. Surprisingly, I'm back on the alternator. I originally went back on the alternator because I was just going to make Titan footage for this week's video, and I'm like, I just want to build up my Titan as fast as possible. I didn't go completely old school, I didn't grab the grenades yet, but I may end up going there in future episodes. When we do the next pilot episode, I'll probably bring out my OG build. There was this other example where I was fighting an Ion as a Legion, and as somebody who's mained Ion and put a lot, I think he's my most played Titan. I know that if you use your core in front of a Legion, that's a really good way to lose your Titan. You may take him out as well, but the damage that he outputs during your animation is huge. So you have to watch out. That's a very easy way for you to just blow a lead that you've made. Right now I'm also paying attention to what's above me, because when I do this ejection, there's actually 2 clips where you guys, I ended up cutting it out actually, but I did this exact move twice, that I set myself up so I can eject through one of these passages so then I can go in and finish the kills. And that's more about map knowledge, but the thing is that it all comes together, guys. Like, none of these things are in a vacuum. If I were to teach you everything I know about Titans and you know nothing else about pilot gameplay, you're just going to probably get destroyed by a pilot while you're in your Titan. I feel very comfortable going up against Titans. The biggest problem I've always had is that when you're trying to take on a Titan and a pilot starts sneaking up on you, that's the hardest thing about it. And for all the time that I spent playing this game, the thing that has changed the most for me is my outlook of pilot versus Titans. I don't think it's as unbalanced as I used to think it was. I'm just more aware of where the difficulties are when you're a pilot versus Titan, or pilot versus Titans, plural, or a pilot versus Titans and pilots, in which case it's going to be a pretty difficult game for you. But that's just Titanfall, and you just got to get past that. My only real piece of advice when it comes to fighting Titans and playing attrition in general is just staying on top of how many pilots are there, how many Titans are there, because then you at least know where you need to focus your attention. Are you focusing more so on Titans, or are you going to be focusing more on pilots? If you can focus on the Titans first, it would be great, because it's a great way to build up and get your own Titan. But the problem is that if you put too much focus, you end up getting ran down by the pilots that are flying around. So you may need to actually do a little bit of both. I find that one of the biggest things that you may do that could hinder your progress is staying focused on one Titan for too long. Like, an Ion is an extremely difficult fight if they're good with their laser. It's an instantaneous hit. One quick peek and you can be dead. You really have to respect the Titans in this game. But it's true that some are easier to fight against than others. And some maps have even a smaller margin of error. Like, if you're playing on Crash Site or Complex, Ronin is ridiculously fast at rounding those corners, and all of a sudden you're screwed. That's why I've actually, if this is honestly the best way, and some of you guys may think this is ridiculous, I don't even want to share this, to be honest, but this is the real pro tip. If people start getting a lot of Titans on Complex or any of the smaller levels, what you do is you grab your Thunderbolt and you start spamming it around the corners before you even get there. Just start spamming it, because you're gonna get some damage because the corridors are so small. Usually it'll make contact, and just keep unloading all your ammo. And when you run out of ammo, because you will, because you're spamming it, some shots may not land at all, you just kill yourself, and then you get full ammo and you go do it again. And that's a quick way for you to turn the Titan advantage in your favor. It's pretty dirty, but it works. And to be honest, that's just a dirty level in general. And if you're using Ronin in there, you're super dirty. At least use Scorch. You're gonna notice after all that damage, what killed me is the pilot. And that's usually the way it goes in this game. That's why you can't do that forever. Like, I was just fooling around, but I like doing that because it's actually good practice. And if you know the Titans' movesets and you're familiar with what their most lethal moves are, then usually you'll end up being okay. Like Tone, you know that you have to really be cautious. Like, don't be peeking the same corner, because they're just gonna shoot you. Same thing with Ion. North Star, they at least have to have a little bit more skill to get you, so it's kind of nice knowing that they need to lead their shots. But before the end of this video, I just want to go back to the original theme. It's been pretty loose, but the original theme was just Titan progress, at least from my perspective and what I think I'm at. To be honest, for now, I just want to have fun with this game, and that's how I play my Titan, and that's how I play my pilot. You probably notice how nasally I sound. I am powering through a cold to get this video down, so hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I think we're pretty much going to call it here, and we'll see what next week brings. Let you guys see this little engagement against the Scorch, because I think these are fun as hell. I'd like to actually see more Titan combat like this, where the fights were a little bit prolonged versus pilots instead of those one-shot mechanics, or making it as easy as just running around with your with your brain-dead Ronin chopping away. Sprinting around the map with your fancy 3 dash plus 1 more dash for extra measure. Yay, Ronin! Am I gonna see something in the comments? Probably. But I'm just messing around. Just like Tone. I love hating on Tone as well because he's still a really good pilot slayer. But now he's even with Titans, so once you get your Titan, you can go get your revenge. Ronin though, he is a little bit too good against both pilot and Titan. That's what my experience with Titans has shown me. Ronin is still the apex predator. And that's pretty much the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a comment, leave a like. We're going to be doing something different next time. You know, we're always changing it up from video to video. So if you guys do want to see something specific though, or have any suggestions for future content on the channel, make sure to leave that in the comments section. Again, thank you for joining me. I'm Paper. Cut to you. And I'll see you guys next time.